Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Right now, our group will present the result of our assignment with title Subject-Verb Agreement. Before we start, allow me to introduce the members of our group, starting from me. My name is Praventiara, the Aliyil Rivia Kemuning, NPM 21024010206. Second, Adelia Kharisma Putri Raharjo, NPM 21024010188. Third, Maysya Adetia, NPM 21024010204. Fourth, Muhammad Nasruddin, NPM 21024010207. And the last, Hanggita Adwaa Saputri, NPM 21024010212. Next, I will explain the meaning of subject, verb, and agreement. Subject is a part of a sentence that contains the person or thing performing the action or verb in a sentence. Person: I, you, we, they, he, she, it. Example: I go to supermarket. The subject is I. Verb is the action or state of being in a sentence. Verbs can be expressed in different tense depending on when the action is being performed. Example: Sinta walked to the store. The verb is walk. Agreement is the situation in which people have the same opinion or in which they approve of or accept something. When combined, what is subject-verb agreement? Subject-verb agreement refers to the relationship between the subject and predicate of the sentence. The subject and verb within a sentence need to agree with each other in number in order for a sentence to make sense. Rules on subject-verb agreement will be explained by Adelia.
Before I start explain about rules on subject-verb agreement, I will introduce myself. My name is Adelia Kharisma Putri Raharjo, NPM 21024010188. Rules on subject-verb agreement. It might seem like subject-verb agreement has many rules, but you will quickly notice that one ties into the next. In the end, it all makes sense. Number agreement. For this post, we are focusing on number or whether the subject and verb are singular or plural. Singular verb from the root word or basic verb and ended with the suffix. This applies to the third person singular. Plural verb don't need to add s to the verb. On the other hand, if the subject is plural, add s. Example: the girl dances. In the sentence, the subject girl is singular, therefore, the verb that describes the action of the subject must also be singular, dances. If the subject was plural, the verb would have to change from to agree with the subject. The girl danced. In the sentence, since the subject is no plural, the s has to be removed from the verb in order to have subject-verb agreement. Object of preposition. The only time the object of the preposition decides plural or singular verb from is when noun and pronoun subject like some, half, none, more, or all are followed by a prepositional phrase. Then the object of the preposition determines the form of the verb. Infinite pronouns. In the finite pronouns, typical take singular verb. The exception to the rule include the pronouns few, many, several, and both. Thus always take the plural form. Example: everybody wants to be loved, and and few were left alive after the flood. Subject-verb agreement and interrupting paras will be explained by Maysya.
Before I start explain about subject-verb agreement and interrupting phrase, I will introduce myself. My name is Maysya Adetia and PM 204. Subject-verb agreement and interrupting phrase. Sometimes it can be difficult to know whether a verb should be singular or plural because it's so far away from the subject of the sentence. It is easy to be confused by oppositive phrase, prepositional phrase, or direct object and think that this indicates the number of verb. It is not the case. The subject is the only that decides of the verb is singular or plural. For example number 1, Chris Hemsworth, one of many successful actors in Hollywood, was an intense workout regimen. In this sentence, even though the appositive use the plural noun actor, the subject Chris Hemsworth is still singular, which means that the verb must also be singular. Example number 2, the note hole in the tree, typically full of theosis of Scott and James, was intense field document. In this sentence, it can be tricky to find the true subject since there are several prepositional phrases that interrupt the subject and verb. Even though there are many nouns, but so the singular verb is needed. The next will be explained by Nasruddin.
Before I start, I will introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Nasruddin with NPM 21024010207. There are two or more nouns and more than one pronoun. If there are two or more noun or pronoun that are more than one and are connected with or nor, they use a singular verb. For the example, the leader of the manager approved my proposal before proceeding to the next step. There is a compound subject that contains both singular and plural nouns or pronouns. If there are compound subjects that contain both singular and plural noun or pronoun combined with the word or nor, then the verb must match the part of the subject that is close to the verb. This rule is also known as the rule of proximity. For the example, the student council member or the student read a book every day. Subject-verb agreement and indefinite pronoun. Even though indefinite pronouns are non-specific, most of these pronouns can still be divided into singular and plural categories. However, for indefinite pronoun, that can be either singular or plural depending on the sentences. Writer must reference a different noun in the sentence to find out whether a singular or plural verb is needed. Singular example: does anybody want to take pre-calculus with me this semester? Anybody a singular, plural sample is several kittens need to be adopted this weekend. Several as plural. The next will be explained by Hanggita.
Before I start, I will introduce myself. My name is Hanggita Adwaa Saputri, NPM 212. 3 tips for understanding subject-verb agreement. Number 1. Objects and oppositive can never be the subject of the sentence. Ellen, one of my next-door neighbors, is a werewolf. In this sentence, Ellen, not neighbors, is the subject of the sentence, because neighbors is part of the oppositive pairs. Number 2. When referring to sums of money for collective nouns acting in unison, a singular verb is asset. The heart of bison is grazing in the field. In this sentence, because the bison are acting as a unified group, the verb is singular. And the last, number 3. Regardless of where it is in the sentence, the subject always determines whether a verb is singular or plural. Her palms, sweaty and mind-racing, the begins are fall down the mountain. In this sentence, the subject does not appear until the middle of the sentence. Do not get tricked by modifiers like these participle pairs. We have some questions to the audience. Question 1. Antares is the only one of the students who blah 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 live up to the potential described in the yearbook. The answer: time is 10 seconds. Start now. Okay, time is over. The answer is has. Next question. Number 2. Bisma and Aldo blah 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 playing football now. The answer: time is 10 seconds. Start now. Okay, time is over. The answer is R. Next question, number 3. Question: Mr. X, where does Dila live? Mr. Y, si blah 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 on Jalan Melati. The answer: time is 10 seconds. Start now. Okay, time is over. The answer is lives. Okay, that's all from our group. Sorry if there are any wrong words.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.